This is Daniel. He is an ordinary man in his early 30s. He works in a small electricity office in London. He does his job quietly and carefully.
Daniel, you've been staring at that same file for 10 minutes. Planning to solve the country's electricity crisis alone?
Oh, no. Just making sure. I don't miss anything important. Mistakes are expensive in our line of work.
Mate, you worry too much. It's Friday. We're all heading to the pub. You coming this time or hiding again?
I wouldn't say hiding. I just prefer quieter evenings.
Quieter evenings? What do you do? Read instruction manuals for fun?
Sometimes quiet helps you hear things properly. The world's quite loud already.
You're impossible, Daniel. One day we'll drag you out.
I hope not. I'm quite comfortable where I am. Professor Bennett requests your presence at the wedding of his daughter, Emma Bennett. Emma.
Oi, what's that? Secret admirer?
No, nothing like that. It's just an old teacher's invitation.
You're actually going?
He taught me when I was young. He believed I could do something meaningful. I owe him that much.
You're a strange one, Daniel. Most people forget teachers.
I don't. Big weddings aren't really my sort of thing. But perhaps I should go. Some people are born for the spotlight. And some are simply meant to stand quietly in the background.
Oh, what a beautiful evening. I've never seen the garden look this magical before.
Professor Bennett has done everything perfectly. His Emma deserves the best wedding in the world.
This place feels brighter than I expected. Almost too bright.
This is Aunt Margaret. She is Emma's aunt. She is kind and gentle. And believes in family traditions.
Oh. I'm so sorry. Are you one of the groom's friends?
No, I'm actually here for Professor Bennett. I was one of his former students.
Ah. He always speaks proudly of his students. Come in, come in. Tonight is a night for happiness.
This is Emma Bennett. She loves dancing, laughing, and living every moment fully. Tonight is her wedding day. And she believes this is the happiest day of her life.
You're the happiest bride I've ever seen.
I've waited for this moment for so long. Everything feels perfect. Oh. I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there.
No, it was my fault. I was standing in the way.
Are you enjoying the party? Or do we need to increase the music volume?
It's already lively enough. I think.
Good. It should be loud. Weddings are supposed to be loud and joyful. Wait, you look familiar. Have we met before?
I studied under your father years ago. He was very kind to me.
He's kind to everyone. He believes people deserve second chances. Well, I'm glad you came. Please eat, dance, enjoy. Tonight, nobody is allowed to look serious.
She belongs in a world of laughter, not silence.
This is Professor Bennett. He is Emma's father. And a respected schoolteacher. Tonight. He feels like the happiest father in the world.
Daniel. My boy. You came.
Of course, sir. I wouldn't miss it.
I always knew you were dependable. Quiet, but dependable.
I learned that from you.
She's my sunshine. I've always feared the world might dim her light.
She seems too bright to dim, sir.
That's what I hope.
Tonight is the happiest night of my life.
So, Mrs. Bennett to be, are you ready for married life?
Absolutely not. I still don't know how to cook properly.
That's fine. We'll survive on takeaway.
Excuse me. I'll learn. Just not tonight.
She laughs. Like she doesn't carry a single worry in the world.
You've been standing there a while. Daniel.
Oh. I was just watching.
She brings light into a room. Doesn't she?
Yes, sir. She does.
She's always been like that. Even as a child. If she fell down, she'd laugh before she cried.
That's rare.
It is. That's why. I pray the world stays kind to her.
You don't belong in sadness. You belong in movement. You deserve someone bold. Someone loud. Someone who can match your energy. And you found him.
You haven't danced even once. That's suspicious.
I'm better at observing than participating.
Observing what?
Happiness.
That's a very serious answer for a wedding.
I suppose I've never been very good at light conversations.
You don't seem serious. Just quiet.
There's a difference.
And what's the difference?
Serious people judge. Quiet people just listen.
You must have listened to my father a lot.
He taught me patience.
He taught me to never lose my spark. Anyway, I should go back before they think I've run away.
They'd notice.
I hope so.
You are everything I am not. And that's exactly why I could never belong in your world. May your laughter never fade.
That's strange. Thomas just stepped outside 5 minutes ago. Why is he calling from the road? Thomas, where are you? Everyone's waiting for you. What? I can't hear you properly. There's too much noise. Slow down. What happened? You're saying, accident. What accident? Are you serious right now? This isn't a joke, is it? Please tell me this is some kind of terrible joke. No, no. That can't be possible. He just left. He was just here. Is he breathing? Tell me he's breathing. Oh my God. Professor, I need to speak to you. It's urgent.
Of course. Is everything all right? You look pale.
There's been an accident on the main road.
Accident? Whose accident?
It's Thomas.
What about Thomas?
His car. It was hit by a lorry. They say it was very serious.
No. That's not possible. He just stepped out to take a call.
They've taken him to the hospital. The ambulance arrived quickly.
Is he alive?
They're trying.
Sir, what's happened?
Daniel. There's been an accident.
With who?
Thomas.
Dad? Why do you look like that? What's going on? Dad, tell me.
Emma. Sweetheart. There's been a small accident.
With who? With Thomas? No, no. That's not funny. This is not funny.
We need to go to the hospital.
He was just here. He was just dancing with me. This doesn't make sense. People don't disappear in 5 minutes.
Get the car ready. We're going now.
Tonight was supposed to be the happiest night of my life.
We're going to the hospital. Stay strong.
Excuse me. Please, there was a car accident. His name is Thomas Wright. They brought him here. Where is he? He was fine just minutes ago. We were dancing. He can't just. He can't just disappear like this.
Yes. He was brought in 15 minutes ago. He is in the emergency theater right now.
Is he conscious?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't have full details yet.
What do you mean you don't have details? He's my fiancé. I need to know if he's okay.
The doctors are working on him right now. That is all I can tell you.
Sit down for a moment. You're shaking.
No. I don't want to sit. Sitting feels like giving up. He promised me he'd be right back. He said, "Don't start without me." I laughed at him. I told him not to be dramatic. What if that was the last thing I said to him?
Emma, don't think like that.
Then how should I think? Tell me, Dad. Tell me what to think right now.
Family of Thomas Wright?
Yes. I'm here. I'm his fiancé. How is he? Tell me he's okay.
We did everything we could.
What does that mean?
The impact was very severe. There was too much internal damage.
No. No. That's not possible. You're saying it wrong. You mean he's still in surgery? You mean he needs more time?
I'm very sorry. He didn't survive.
No. That's not true. We were dancing. You must have confused him with someone else.
I wish that were true.
He can't be gone. He promised me forever. You don't understand. He was supposed to marry me tonight. He can't just die on our wedding day.
My child, my poor child.
This isn't real. Someone wake me up. Please. This is a nightmare.
I'm here. I'm here.
Why did God do this? What did we do wrong?
Emma. You're not alone.
It feels like I am. Tonight was supposed to be the happiest night of my life.
Emma. My dear. Are you still crying?
No, Dad. I'm not crying anymore. I'm fine.
You were never good at lying.
I don't know how to feel anymore. Everything feels empty. I wake up and forget for 1 second. And then I remember again.
I wish I could take your pain away.
No, Dad. Please don't talk like that. You just need rest. The doctor said you'll be fine.
Daniel. Come closer, son.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember when you were a student? You were quiet. But you never ran away from responsibility.
You taught me that responsibility makes a man stronger.
I am not strong anymore.
Dad, please don't say that. You're going to come home with me. We'll fix everything. We'll try again.
My child, some things cannot be fixed. Emma, look at me. I have always feared one thing in my life.
What, Dad?
That one day, you might be left alone in a world. That is not kind.
I'm not alone. I have you.
Not for long.
Stop saying that. Please stop.
Daniel. I need to ask you something important.
Yes, sir.
Will you marry my daughter?
Dad, what are you saying?
I cannot leave this world peacefully, knowing you are alone and broken.
I don't need marriage right now. I need you.
And I cannot give you forever. Daniel, you are honest. You are patient. You respect people. I have watched you for years.
Sir. This is not something to decide in pain.
I am not speaking from pain. I am speaking from fear. Emma.
Dad.
Will you do
Please
this for
don't
me?
strain yourself.
Emma. I need to know you will not face life alone.
How can I marry someone when my heart just died?
Love does not always begin with fireworks. Sometimes it begins with protection. Daniel. Promise me you will protect her.
If she agrees, I will spend my life making sure she is never alone.
Daniel. You don't have to do this. This isn't your responsibility.
Your father once changed my life by believing in me. I owe him more than I can explain.
Emma. Will you do this for me?
If this gives you peace, then I will.
Thank you. My sunshine.
This was supposed to be such a joyful wedding. I never imagined it would happen like this.
Life can turn in ways we cannot understand.
If at any point you wish to stop, we can stop.
No. I gave my word to my father.
You don't have to do this only because of a promise.
What else do I have right now besides promises?
We gather here today not in celebration, but in hope. Hope that even in sorrow, companionship can grow. Daniel Harper. Do you take Emma Bennett to be your lawful wife?
I do. Not because of obligation, but because I promise to stand beside her. Even if she never looks at me the way she once looked at someone else.
Emma Bennett. Do you take Daniel Harper to be your lawful husband?
I do. Because my father trusted him.
I promise. I will never force you to feel something you don't.
I cannot promise love. But I promise honesty.
Marriage is not always born from passion. Sometimes it is born from patience.
Your father would have wanted you safe.
I hope he feels peaceful now.
I know today does not feel like a beginning.
It feels like an ending.
I will not expect you to change overnight.
I don't know if I will ever change.
Then we will move at your pace.
Why are you doing this, Daniel?
Because someone once believed in me. When I had nothing. And because I would rather be beside you in silence than not be near you at all.
You deserve someone who can love you properly.
Love is not something I demand. It's something I wait for.
This doesn't feel real.
We'll take it one day at a time. I hope I'm strong enough to carry both of our sorrows. This is it. It's not very large. But I've tried to keep it comfortable.
It's quiet.
Yes. I suppose it is. I've always preferred it that way.
The silence feels loud.
If you would like to change anything, the curtains, the furniture, the color of the walls, you can. It doesn't have to feel like only my space.
I don't know what I like anymore.
I thought perhaps you might be hungry. I can make tea. Or something simple to eat.
I'm not hungry.
You haven't eaten much today.
Food feels unnecessary.
You still need strength.
For what? For pretending this is normal? For pretending this is a marriage?
I'm not pretending.
Then what are we doing?
We are two people who promised something important to someone who mattered to us.
That doesn't sound like love.
It isn't. Not yet. You can take the bedroom. I'll sleep on the sofa.
No. This is your home.
It's our home now.
It doesn't feel like that. This isn't how it was supposed to be.
Emma. If you ever wish to talk, I will listen.
I don't know how to be someone's wife. When my heart still feels buried in a hospital corridor.
You don't have to be anyone's wife right now.
Then what am I?
You're someone who is grieving.
Daniel?
Yes.
Why did you agree?
Because your father trusted me. And because, even before all this happened, I admired the way you lived.
Admired?
You have a way of bringing light into places. I have always lived in quiet rooms.
You deserve someone who can shine back at you.
I'm not asking you to shine for me.
I don't know if I will ever love you.
I didn't marry you to demand love.
Then why?
To make sure you're not alone. You're awake early. I thought you might want some tea. It's nothing special. Just something warm to start the morning.
Thank you. I didn't really sleep.
I noticed the light in the bedroom was still on very late.
Sleep feels strange now. Every time I close my eyes, I remember things I wish I could forget.
If you ever want to talk about those memories, you don't have to carry them alone.
Talking doesn't make the memories disappear.
No. But sometimes sharing them makes them easier to breathe through.
Daniel. I think we should speak honestly with each other.
I agree. Honesty is the only thing that can make this situation bearable.
I don't want to hurt you by staying silent. Silence can sometimes create false hope.
I appreciate you saying that. Please, say whatever is on your mind.
I cannot love you right now. I wish I could pretend. I wish I could act like everything is normal. But my heart still feels broken in a place I cannot repair.
You don't need to pretend with me.
When I look at you, I don't see a husband yet. I see someone who was kind enough to stand beside me when my life collapsed. But kindness and love are not the same thing.
You're right. They are different.
I am afraid that staying here might trap you in a life where you wait for feelings that may never come.
I didn't marry you expecting love to appear immediately.
Then what were you expecting?
Time. Time for grief. Time for healing. Time for two strangers to slowly learn how to exist in the same space without hurting each other.
But what if time changes nothing?
Then we will accept that truth when it arrives.
You're speaking as if your own feelings don't matter.
My feelings matter. But they do not have to become your burden.
You're unusually calm about this.
Calm doesn't mean I don't feel anything. It simply means I refuse to turn pain into pressure.
I don't know how to be someone's wife right now.
You don't need to be.
Then what are we?
Two people sharing a roof and trying not to hurt each other while life rearranges itself.
That sounds less frightening than marriage. I want you to promise me something.
If it is within my power, I will.
If one day you realize that this life is unfair to you, please don't stay out of guilt.
And I would like you to promise me something as well.
What is that?
Do not punish yourself for being broken right now.
I don't know if broken things can be repaired.
Sometimes they are not repaired. Sometimes they simply grow into something different.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for trusting me enough to speak.
I think I will try to sleep for a while.
That sounds like a good plan.
Daniel.
Yes,
You are a good man.
I'm simply trying to be a decent one. Sometimes loving someone means accepting the possibility that they may never love you back.
I see that young woman every morning. But she always walks alone. Never waiting for her husband.
I've noticed the same thing lately. The husband leaves early and returns late. Almost avoiding her presence.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Collins. I hope the weather is treating you both kindly today.
Oh yes, dear. But tell me. Why don't we see you and Daniel walking together anymore?
Daniel works long hours recently. And I prefer taking quiet walks alone. To clear my thoughts.
Emma. If you need anything from the shop, I can bring it later tonight.
Thank you, Daniel. But I only need fresh air. And some peaceful time outside.
They speak kindly to each other. But something about their marriage feels unusually distant.
Yes. It feels like two polite guests sharing a house instead of husband and wife sharing life.
This is Lucy. She is the best friend of Emma. She is very kind. An emotional support for her.
Emma, I've been worried about you. Everyone says your wedding happened suddenly. And very quietly.
It happened quickly. Because life changed suddenly. And I had no time to understand everything.
But marriage usually brings excitement. Happiness. Small arguments. Laughter. And dreams shared between two people.
Our house has none of those things. It only has silence. Polite conversations. And careful distance.
Does Daniel treat you badly? Or make you feel uncomfortable in any way?
No. Daniel is gentle. And respectful. Sometimes I think. He is kinder than I deserve.
Then why do you look so lonely every time?
Because kindness cannot immediately replace love. And grief cannot disappear simply. Because a marriage happened.
You and your wife seem very quiet lately. Newly married couples usually make more noise. And laughter.
Some marriages begin slowly, Mr. Harris. Not every story starts with excitement. And celebration.
Well, patience can sometimes grow stronger roots than passion. Though it takes much longer.
I hope patience is strong enough. Because patience is all we have at the moment. Daniel. I met Lucy today. And she asked questions. I could not answer honestly.
People often ask questions. Because they believe. Every marriage must look the same from outside.
I told her our home is peaceful. But sometimes that peaceful silence feels heavier than loud arguments.
Silence can feel lonely. But it can also give broken hearts time to breathe again.
I don't know whether we are healing. Or simply learning. How to hide our sadness politely.
Maybe we are doing both, Emma. And sometimes that is the only way people survive difficult beginnings.
Welcome everyone to the National Dance Championship. Where passion, rhythm, and fearless energy create unforgettable performances tonight. These dancers move like they are telling stories with their bodies, instead of simply performing steps.
Well, hello there, sir. Your hairstyle looks very classic and careful. But today you seem ready for something different.
Yes. I believe today I need a change that makes me look less ordinary. And perhaps slightly more confident.
That sounds like someone preparing for a big moment in life. Are we talking about a promotion? A date? Or a complete transformation?
I suppose it might be closer to a transformation. Because I am trying to become a version of myself. Someone might actually notice.
Well, then we should not waste this opportunity. Let us create a hairstyle that introduces a brand new chapter. You have good hair texture, which means we can shape something modern, bold, and maybe a little adventurous.
I trust your judgment. Because my personal experience with adventurous hairstyles is extremely limited.
Don't worry. After today, you might walk out of here looking like someone who belongs in music videos.
I hardly recognize the man sitting in this mirror. He looks more confident than I actually feel.
Confidence sometimes begins with appearance. The rest slowly grows once people start reacting differently to you.
Welcome to the store, sir. Your new hairstyle suggests you might be ready for clothing equally bold.
I normally wear simple suits for work. But today, I believe something less serious might help.
This jacket is perfect for someone starting a new personal adventure, while still wanting to look confident.
I must admit this outfit makes me feel like a completely different person.
Sometimes people only discover hidden parts of themselves after changing how they present themselves to the world.
That is exactly what I hope will happen. Hello there. I'm Daniel Harper, a quiet office worker who apologizes too much for existing. No. That introduction sounds far too serious and predictable for the person I am trying to become. Hi there. I'm someone who enjoys music, excitement, and perhaps a little adventure every now and then. If this version of me is meant to bring joy into someone's life, he must sound bold. Hi, I'm Ryan. And I believe life becomes interesting when people stop being afraid to enjoy it.
All right, dancers. Tonight we have several new students joining our class. So let's make them feel welcome.
I always enjoy the first class. Because beginners usually make the most entertaining mistakes during practice.
Hey, everyone started as a beginner once. Including you when you tripped over your own feet.
I hope. I remember at least some steps from the years when dancing was part of my daily life.
Welcome back, Emma. I'm very glad you decided to return. And give dancing another chance tonight.
I almost stayed home because I worried my body might forget everything I once learned.
Your body will remember more than you expect. Because passion for movement never truly disappears from people.
Hey. I don't think I've seen you here before. Are you another brave beginner tonight?
You could say that. I'm someone who believes life becomes interesting when you try something completely new.
Well then. Welcome to the world of sore legs and embarrassing mistakes. For the next few weeks.
I'm willing to accept a little embarrassment if it means learning something exciting.
Alright, everyone. Tonight we practice partner steps. So I will pair each dancer with someone new. Emma. I'd like you to practice with someone who also joined class very recently. Emma. This is Ryan. Ryan. This is Emma. I believe both of you will make an interesting pair.
Nice to meet you, Ryan. I hope you're patient. Because I'm still remembering how dancing works.
Nice to meet you too, Emma. I believe learning together usually makes dancing much more enjoyable.
Just remember the first rule of dancing partners. Try not to step on each other's feet.
Trust me. Stepping on toes is practically a tradition. During the first class of every beginner.
Follow the rhythm carefully. Step forward. Step back. And always keep your partner balanced.
You seem surprisingly comfortable for someone who said he just joined this class recently.
Perhaps. I simply enjoy pretending I know what I'm doing while secretly hoping nobody notices my confusion.
Well, if pretending works, then I should try pretending to be confident too.
That sounds like a perfect strategy. Because confidence often appears exactly when people decide to stop worrying.
You know, Ryan, for the first time in a long while, dancing actually feels fun again.
Then I think tonight might be the beginning of something unexpectedly wonderful.
Alright, dancers. Keep your balance steady. And trust your partner during spins. Because confidence makes every movement smoother.
Mark. If you spin me any faster, I might accidentally fly straight out the studio window.
Relax, Lily. If you fly away, I promise to claim. I trained you perfectly.
I hope my feet remember how to spin properly. Because my confidence is still very uncertain.
Don't worry about perfection. Dancing becomes beautiful when people enjoy the moment instead of fearing mistakes.
That sounds like advice someone gives after stepping on many people's toes during practice.
I prefer to call those moments valuable learning experiences instead of embarrassing disasters.
Step forward confidently. Turn smoothly. And trust your partner to guide. The final movement.
Careful there, superstar. The dance floor is not ready to handle such dramatic entrances yet.
That might have been the most ungraceful spin anyone has ever performed inside the studio.
Hey! Falling during practice is the official first step toward becoming a real dancer.
Yes. Everyone falls eventually. The important part is laughing. Before the embarrassment becomes permanent.
I cannot remember the last time I laughed like this, without feeling guilty afterward.
Then perhaps tonight is a good reminder that laughter does not need permission to exist.
You might be the most encouraging dance partner I have ever practiced with.
I believe every dancer deserves a partner who makes mistakes feel less frightening.
Excellent recovery, Emma. That fall had more personality than most perfect spins I see every week.
Maybe my dancing style is simply chaotic and unpredictable, instead of graceful and elegant.
Chaotic dancing is often the most interesting kind, because it reminds people that joy matters more than perfection.
You know, Ryan, dancing with you makes this class feel much less intimidating than I expected.
I'm glad to hear that, because sometimes the best thing dancing offers people is simple happiness.
All right, partner. Let's try that spin again. Before the instructor decides we are hopeless dancers.
I would happily watch you laugh forever, if it means you never return to that sadness again.
You move with surprising confidence for someone who said he only recently started learning dance.
Life feels too short to spend every day being serious and predictable when excitement exists everywhere.
I sometimes wish my husband had that same carefree attitude toward life and unexpected adventures.
Perhaps your husband simply expresses excitement differently, maybe in quiet ways that are harder to notice.
He is kind and patient, but sometimes kindness feels different from the excitement people expect in marriage.
Emma looks happier during this class than she did when she first walked inside.
Yes. Dancing seems to bring out a lighter side of her personality. That sadness tried to hide.
You seem to understand how laughter and energy can make difficult moments feel less heavy.
Sometimes people simply need someone willing to remind them that happiness still deserves space in life.
Excellent teamwork, Emma and Ryan. Your movements are becoming more natural with every step you practice together.
I did not expect dancing again would feel this comfortable. so quickly after everything changed in my life.
Comfort often appears when people stop fighting their fears and allow themselves permission to enjoy small moments.
I'm glad you joined this class, Ryan. Dancing would not feel nearly as fun without your confidence. Has anyone ever told you that your eyes look strangely familiar? Almost like someone I have known before?
I suppose I must have one of those very common faces people feel they recognize everywhere.
It is not exactly your whole face. Just something about your eyes feels oddly recognizable.
Maybe you met someone years ago who looked similar, and your memory is playing small tricks.
That could be possible. Because memory sometimes connects strange details in unexpected and confusing ways.
Hey dancers! We decided to celebrate surviving another exhausting class with some iced coffee.
Trust me. Dancing looks glamorous until your legs remind you how many muscles exist.
Thank you. I definitely needed something refreshing after attempting those complicated spins again today.
You seem unusually relaxed for someone who claims he only started dancing recently.
I simply believe confidence can sometimes hide mistakes long enough for people to stop noticing them.
You know, the way you speak sometimes reminds me of someone who lives in my house.
Well, that would be an interesting coincidence. Because I certainly do not remember living in your house.
If Ryan secretly lives everywhere, that would explain why he always arrives first to dance practice.
Perhaps I am simply imagining things because my mind still feels slightly confused lately.
Well, if my face reminds you of someone trustworthy, then I will happily accept the compliment.
You look unusually tired again tonight. Like someone who has been running through the entire city.
Today was simply another long workday with meetings, reports, and endless conversations that never truly end.
That explanation might work if your shoes were not covered with dust. Like someone practicing sports.
London streets are full of dust these days. And walking from the train station explains everything.
You also seem strangely happier some evenings. And extremely exhausted on others. Which feels slightly mysterious.
Perhaps I am simply adjusting to a routine that demands more energy than my quiet lifestyle usually requires.
You know, you don't need to impress anyone by working yourself into exhaustion every single day.
I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm simply trying to keep life moving forward.
Sometimes it feels like you are hiding something. Although I cannot explain exactly what that might be.
Hiding something would require exciting secrets. And my life has always been painfully ordinary.
That is exactly why it feels strange. Because ordinary people rarely look this exhausted and distracted.
You mentioned watching another dance competition episode tonight. Did the performers impress you again?
They were incredible. Watching them made me wish I could perform like that again someday.
Maybe life has more surprises waiting for you than you realize right now.
Ryan, can I ask you something honestly? Without you thinking, I am a terrible person?
You can say anything. Sometimes honesty feels uncomfortable, but it usually deserves to be heard.
I feel strange lately. Almost guilty for enjoying these moments inside this dance studio.
Why would enjoying music and dancing ever make someone feel guilty about simply feeling alive again?
Because happiness feels complicated when someone already has responsibilities and promises tied to their life.
You mean responsibilities like family, work, or something more personal?
I mean marriage. I am already married. Yet these moments here make me forget everything else.
Your husband. Does he know how much dancing means to you? And how happy it makes you?
He is a good man, kind and patient. But we live like strangers sharing the same quiet house.
Sometimes people struggle to express themselves, even when their feelings for someone are deeply sincere.
I do not want to hurt him. Because he has never treated me with anything but respect.
Then perhaps the real question is whether happiness should always be sacrificed to avoid hurting someone.
Dancing with you makes me feel alive again. And that realization honestly frightens me. I do not understand why my heart feels lighter here than inside my own home.
Sometimes the heart needs time to understand what it truly wants and where it truly belongs.
Hello? Is anyone here already? Or did I accidentally arrive far earlier than usual today?
Maybe this ridiculous hairstyle is becoming harder to maintain than the dancing itself.
Oh, Ryan. I didn't realize you arrived early today. I thought the studio was empty.
Yes. I came early because I wanted extra practice before the rest of the class arrives.
That's surprising. Because you usually appear confident enough without practicing alone before everyone else.
Confidence sometimes hides nervousness better than people expect, especially before important competitions.
Strange. For a moment, I thought I saw something different about your face in the mirror.
Mirrors inside dance studios often distort reflections, especially when the lighting changes during sunset.
Maybe that explains why your hairstyle looked completely different when I first walked inside.
Oh, that. I was just fixing it. Because dancing tends to ruin carefully styled hair.
I could have sworn I saw someone who looked strangely familiar standing right there.
Well, if someone mysterious was here, they clearly escaped before you solved the mystery.
You are very good at changing the subject whenever something confusing happens.
Or maybe I simply enjoy making life slightly mysterious to keep people curious.
God, my heart feels confused lately. And I don't understand what direction my life should follow. I thought marriage would bring peace and clarity, but sometimes my feelings feel more complicated. God, please help me understand what real love truly looks like. I remember how Daniel waited patiently when I refused to talk during our first weeks together. He never forced happiness or expectations upon me, even when our home felt silent and distant. He quietly prepared dinner many nights, even when I barely noticed the effort he made. Ryan makes me laugh again, but Daniel has always protected my sadness without complaining. Maybe love is not always loud excitement, but quiet patience that never demands attention. I never truly tried to understand Daniel's heart, because I believed happiness had disappeared forever. God, please help me see the truth clearly before I hurt someone who has never hurt me. This house suddenly feels different tonight. Like every small memory inside these walls is speaking to me. I remember many evenings when Daniel stood patiently in the kitchen, preparing dinner without expecting praise. And I barely looked at him while eating, because my heart was still lost somewhere else. He never demanded answers or explanations, even when my sadness made every conversation impossible. I was so busy protecting my broken heart that I never noticed how gently he protected it too. Ryan makes me laugh and forget pain, but Daniel stayed beside me while I was drowning in it. And I never even asked how lonely he might have felt during all those silent nights. Maybe real love is not loud excitement. Maybe it is quiet patience that refuses to walk away.
How long can a man keep pretending to be someone else before he completely forgets who he really is? Tonight she danced with happiness in her eyes. And I know those smiles were meant for someone else. She deserves truth. Not another night of lies hiding behind music, costumes, and false confidence.
That performance was incredible tonight. Emma and Ryan completely surprised every judge in the competition.
I knew they would shine together. Their connection on stage felt natural and powerful.
They celebrate Ryan. But the person Emma trusted tonight was never truly real. If she learns the truth, she might hate me for deceiving her this entire time. But if I continue lying, then every moment she trusted Ryan becomes meaningless. No more hiding behind disguises, excuses, or fear of losing the person I already love. Enough lies. Tonight Emma deserves to see the man who stood beside her from the beginning. If she chooses to walk away after hearing the truth, then I will accept that honestly. But she deserves the truth from Daniel, not another performance from someone named Ryan.
Ryan, that performance felt incredible tonight. I still cannot believe how perfectly everything worked together. Daniel.
Yes. It's me. I'm sorry you had to discover the truth like this tonight.
No. This cannot make sense. Ryan was just here moments ago.
Ryan was never a different person. Ryan was only another side of the same man.
You are telling me that the man who danced with me every day was my own husband?
Yes. The quiet husband who cooks dinner and the confident dancer were always the same person.
You created another identity just to spend time with me without telling me the truth?
I thought you deserved someone exciting and confident, someone who could make you smile again.
So you lied to me every single day while pretending to be someone completely different?
I never wanted to hurt you. I only wanted to see you laugh again.
All those conversations, all those dances, you were there the entire time.
Yes. Because even when you couldn't love me as Daniel, I still wanted to stand beside you.
I thought Ryan brought happiness back into my life. But it was Daniel standing there all along. How could you lie to me like this for so long and pretend to be someone completely different?
I never wanted to hurt you. I only wanted to see you smile again. After everything you suffered.
You could have simply been honest, instead of creating an entire fake identity behind my back.
If I had stayed only as Daniel, you would never have allowed yourself to feel happiness again.
So you decided deception was the perfect solution for fixing a broken marriage?
I decided that your happiness mattered more than my pride. even if it meant pretending to be someone else.
You made me trust someone who never truly existed. And that feels incredibly unfair.
Ryan existed only because Daniel wanted to give you the laughter. Why? Oh, you had completely forgotten.
But you stole my choice. I believed I was building new feelings with a stranger.
I know it was wrong. But watching you slowly come alive again felt worth every mistake.
You made me question my loyalty and guilt toward my own husband without revealing the truth.
I never wanted you to feel guilty. I only wanted you to experience joy again.
I don't even know who I am supposed to trust anymore. The quiet husband or the confident dancer.
They were always the same man, Emma. The same person loving you in different ways.
Right now, all I can see is someone who lied to me every single day. I still cannot understand why you chose deception instead of trusting me with the truth.
Because I believed the truth would only remind you of the quiet husband you never wanted.
You decided that for me without giving me any chance to decide for myself.
Yes. Because I was afraid the moment you truly looked at me, you would only see disappointment.
You think so little of yourself that you created an entirely different person to stand beside me.
I knew you would never fall in love with someone ordinary and quiet like the man I truly am.
So I tried to become someone bold and exciting, someone you might actually notice.
You pretended to be confident, charming, and fearless, just so I could smile again.
Every laugh you gave Ryan felt like proof that the real Daniel was never enough.
You think my happiness with Ryan meant I could never love the man waiting quietly at home.
I only wanted to give you the joy you lost, even if that joy never belonged to me.
If pretending was the only way to stay near you without forcing your heart, I accepted that role.
You carried that secret every day, while still coming home as my silent husband.
Yes. Because loving you meant protecting your freedom to feel whatever your heart chose.
I never wanted to trap you in marriage, Emma. I only wanted to stand beside you somehow. I spent this entire week thinking about everything you said that night.
I understand if you needed space. I never expected forgiveness to come easily after everything.
It wasn't just anger that stayed with me. It was confusion about my own feelings.
You don't need to explain anything if you are still unsure about what you want.
No. I think I finally understand something important about both of us.
And what realization finally appeared after a week of painful thinking?
You didn't need to change yourself just to make me notice you.
I never truly changed who I was. I only allowed you to see another side.
You mean the confident dancer and the quiet husband were always the same person?
Yes. The difference was only that Ryan spoke loudly, while Daniel stayed silent.
I spent years believing excitement and kindness could never exist inside the same person.
Sometimes people hide their brighter sides because they fear being misunderstood or rejected.
This week, I remembered every quiet moment when you stood beside me without asking anything.
I never expected those silent moments to matter more than the laughter Ryan created.
Maybe those silent moments mattered the most because they were honest and patient. And maybe I finally started seeing Daniel the same way I once saw Ryan. I spent the entire week remembering the way you treated me when my heart was completely broken.
I never expected those memories to matter because I believed you only saw the exciting version of me.
No. What I finally noticed was the patience you showed when I refused to let anyone near my pain.
I only tried to give you time because forcing love would have destroyed whatever hope remained between us.
You were patient with my silence, patient with my sadness, and patient with my confusion.
Patience felt easier than watching someone I loved suffer alone without support beside her.
You respected my boundaries, even when that meant living in the same house, like distant strangers.
I believed love should never feel like pressure or obligation forced onto someone already hurting deeply.
You never pressured me to change my feelings, even though that must have been incredibly painful.
Your happiness always mattered more than my pride or the dream of being loved immediately.
And while I was chasing excitement, I failed to recognize the quiet love waiting patiently beside me. Maybe I was looking in the wrong place for love the entire time. Because the love I needed was already standing quietly in front of me.
Are you sure you're not simply forgiving me because you feel guilty about everything that happened?
No, Daniel. I'm choosing you. Because now I finally understand what real love truly looks like. I didn't realize our quiet kitchen chef secretly possessed the impressive talent of flipping pancakes so professionally.
Years of quiet cooking practice finally pay off when someone actually notices the effort.
I must admit the smell alone already makes this breakfast feel far more exciting than usual mornings.
That might be the first compliment my cooking has received in several weeks.
Then clearly someone here failed to appreciate the chef properly before today.
Someone here spent many mornings lost in serious thoughts instead of tasting excellent pancakes.
Maybe that same person is finally learning to enjoy small moments instead of running away from them.
Well, breakfast is ready. If you're willing to risk trusting my cooking skills again.
Okay. This might officially be the best pancake I have tasted in a very long time.
I always suspected my pancakes deserved proper recognition from the judges of this household.
Daniel. Can I ask you something slightly unusual? Before the pancakes disappear completely?
That question sounds dangerous already. But go ahead. And surprise me.
Would you like to dance with me? Right here in the kitchen. For absolutely no reason?
Inside the kitchen. Between pancakes and coffee mugs? That sounds like a very unusual dance floor.
Maybe unusual places are exactly where the most honest dances begin. Come on, Daniel. Let's dance. Just us. No disguises. No audience. Only the truth. Love doesn't always shout its presence. Sometimes it whispers in the quietest, most unexpected moments.
And sometimes it waits patiently, quietly hoping the right moment will finally arrive to be noticed.
And sometimes, it changes quietly, like how the evening shifts, without anyone realizing until it's already beautiful.
It changes quietly. Because love understands that. Rushing never truly builds anything meaningful. Only patience does.
And yet, even in its quietness, it can make your heart race. Make you feel alive in ways words can't describe.
I tried to be patient. Even when it felt impossible. And now, sitting here with you, I finally understand why.
Then maybe all those small, quiet moments were really the loudest declarations of love after all.
Yes, every glance. Every laugh. Every shared silence. They were the building blocks of what we have now.
And even when we didn't understand each other fully, love was still there, waiting, quietly holding on.
And now we finally see it. Feel it. And share it without any pretense. Or disguise at all.
I guess love doesn't need fireworks or loud announcements to make life feel complete.
Sometimes the quietest love is the strongest. The one that endures every challenge. And never lets go.
And sometimes it's just enough to sit here together on a simple park bench and let it breathe.
Then let's stay here forever. Letting it breathe. Watching the world move around us while we stay still.
Quiet, patient, and true. I think that's exactly what love should feel like.
And now it does. Because we waited. We grew. And we finally found each other.